Welcome back from the break. Here is our review of the summer blockbuster Mad Max Fury Road. In a post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland, Earth survivors now exist in a collection of militarized tribes fighting over the remaining reserves of gasoline and subject to the tyrannical rule of self-appointed demigods like Immortan Joe. The chase begins almost immediately when a one-armed big-rig driver named Furiosa attempts to liberate Joe's young wives from their servitude as breeders, and Joe goes all out to recover them. Caught up in the action is Max, played by Tom Hardy, a wasteland loner captured by Joe's minions and being used as a living blood bank for one of Furiosa's pursuers, Nux, played by an almost unrecognizable Nicholas Hoult. This film is directed by George Miller, who returns after a gap of 30 years after directing the original trilogy, Mad Max.
Well, Fahad, there are certain films that are an assault on your senses and some films that purely envelop your senses. In my mind, the assault on the senses are Michael Bay movies, which is what I thought this film would be. Although the reviews had already been very glowing across, as you told me, and I've just seen the picture. It's an envelope of your senses, or at least it envelopes your senses purely because I watched it on a screen which is massive, and at some level I think some of the sequences are really awe-inspiring. Of course, we're looking at this whole drug-induced fantasy land that some people can imagine and some people would like to see, in terms of imagination itself. And of course, it's not so much about the storyline because it's going to be very, very rudimentary in terms of what you're watching. There is some subtext, of course, the fact that there is water, there's crisis around gas, etc., etc. But it's not really that deep. I think what it really boils down to, so far as I'm concerned, was a massive installation art behind a concert. That's really what I was watching. And hey, I didn't mind it too much.
Well, I absolutely love this film, adored it to little bits. They're very rare films that we've grown up on that are the chase movies. You've got iconic chase sequences in films like French Connection or Ronin. And, these have set the benchmark. Here, this entire film is nothing but a chase film, and as you rightly said, just very, very wafer-thin plot holding it all together. But for a 2-hour film, the mastery, this is almost done as a ballet, the orchestration of the action, and very little CGI in an age where today we rely so much on CGI in order to move the action forward or to create spectacle. This is just great, gritty filmmaking done with such genius and such vision. Yes, there may have been hallucinogens required to enhance the vision, but my God, what a ride.
Well, I think like there can be art for art's sake sometimes, Fahad, and not sometimes. Very often there's spectacle for spectacle's sake, and that's precisely what this film is. I'm not going to compare to movies of this genre that I've loved far, far more, whether that's Hunger Games or an Avatar, but this is a summer blockbuster. According to me, it should not even be rated. Therefore, yet again, after Avengers 2, I'm going to go without the rating because you're going to watch it anyway.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to watch it. I'm going to watch it again, and I urge all viewers to do the same. थिएटर में देखो, IMAX 3D में देखो और बार-बार देखो.
Well, that's Friday Double Bill for you. Tell us what you think of the movies. Tell us what you think of the show.